Molloy, the creator of the Sapphire-Spectre. How you doing, JT?
Not bad. How about you?
Doing good, man. So issue two's out on Kickstarter. It's fully funded already, right?
Oh yeah, we got. I set it for 3,000. Kind of lowballing it, but we just passed 10,000 just yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago, actually. Yeah,
Nice.
and
Congrats.
thank you. Yeah, and it's got till tomorrow, which is we're recording this on Saturday, but so Sunday's the last day, and yeah, I'm really excited. So it's gonna be dope.
Well, this is going to come out tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're watching this, you still have time to go back to Kickstarter.
And I just did a thing too, where at the final stretch goal I had. And rather than, I don't know, I was just sitting there thinking about like, oh, what kind of trinket or whatever can I add, or like a keychain or whatever, like I did the first time. But this time I figured I'd make it a little more personal, so I went out and I got a whole bunch of sketch cards, a whole bunch of like trading card sketch thingies from Blick, and I'm just drawing a straight up like headshot for like
Yes.
every backer, like seriously every backer, and people think I'm insane, but but I'm doing it. So yeah.
Even the digital backers get one, or physical only?
I'm actually like, I was advised not to do digital backers, but I have heard because I'm giving out digital comics for like everybody that backs it, of course, but like including the first issue, so you get first and second. But I was kind of, yes, that's one. I was told by a lot of people like that there's actually a big demand for digital stuff, and that like people are doing like bundles of like indie comics, and like, and I'm like, oh, okay, so that's interesting. So for the third one, I might finally get into the whole digital thing. But this time it's just physical and digital if you get the physical. So, but yeah, so for every single backer, they're getting like a tiny sketch card with scribble by me. So something to do while I'm working my 9 to 5. Just sit there with a pile of blank sketch cards and go, like,
Wow. How
get
long
them
does
all
it take
done.
for each card?
Probably like a minute. I don't spend too long on it, but it's also not just like a mouth, an eye, and a hair. You know what I mean? It's like I'm
Okay.
actually doing at least kind of something. So.
Okay. Where is issue two gonna take us?
Issue 2 is hilarious. It's about a tiny chibi, like a little 2 foot anime chibi that like it's like a ghost in the form of a 2 foot anime chibi that dresses and looks like Sapphire-Spectre, kind of like Batmite from Batman.
Okay.
And like, so it's just like they're pestering her and stalking her, and then it just gets kind of weird. So it's like it starts out funny and madcap, like this is a lighter hearted issue, but then by the end of it, you'll be like, oh, this is a Sapphire-Spectre story. You know what I mean? Like it goes somewhere a little bit darker, a little bit uh, weirder. So yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
So what makes a Sapphire-Spectre comic a Sapphire-Spectre comic?
Uh, yeah, I mean it's I don't know if it's equal parts funny and dark, but it's like I definitely want like an action packed, like a supernatural action kind of comic, but also sprinkle in a lot of humor. You know what I mean? Because that's just kind of my sensibilities, and I'm all about like the color and stuff too. Because I don't like it when uh, I don't know. Sometimes like the coloring of certain comics turns out to be like a muddy green brown mess. Like it's like, oh, I'm making a horror comic, so I have to make it. You know what I mean? Like look
Yeah.
like it like got picked up in a puddle of mud in the woods. So
Right.
I'm still all about the color and the comic bookiness of it all, and like the yeah. So darkness with color splashed into it. That's kind of like a metaphor for my writing style.
Okay. I think the last time we talked was the movie out, Kickrock.
Oh, Kickrock is that's my me and my buddies have a website, kickrock.com, and like there's a whole bunch of like videos, like some of them award winning. Like we've won best film in Chicago for the 48-hour film project, which is like you get 2 days to make a 7-minute movie. We've won a bunch of those, but mostly we deal in like just little sketch comedy pieces and stuff like that. And we, at one point 3 or 4 years ago, I did do a short Sapphire-Spectre movie, so that was fun. Like just kind of a fun one-off story, like 7-minute thing. My friend Laura played her, and she also plays her in the Kickstarter videos, and just does an awesome job. And yeah, so that was fun. It's like something to just kind of show off, and like maybe one day if I pitch it or something, proof of concept, like that kind of thing. So yeah, but it was fun to do.
So what artists do you have working with you on this issue 2?
Yeah. Oh man, it's so cool this time. I've got Steph Wilson, who's like done covers for like everything ever, and oh man, that dude's hilarious. And he's been promoting the hell out of it, so cool on him. And but he got a little like mildly risque with his, because I was told him like, it can't be too risque, because I'm like, this is a PG-13 light R kind of character. It's not like overtly sexy, Yeah. There's sexy elements to Sapphire-Spectre, but it's not over the top or anything. So, and Steph has done some over the top stuff, so I told him tone it down just a little, and he like comes back with almost like the little chibi character has like a copper tone dog kind of thing, like yanking on her underwear, and I'm like, oh man, that's cute, that's hilarious. So
kind of like the chick on the back of the suntan lotion.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's one of the covers. I also have Ashley Witter, which is awesome. She's been friends with me for a couple of years now, and it's so cool to finally like get her on board. She does those comic books, Warriors and Scorch, and does covers for Marvel, Star Wars, Dr. Aphra, and X-Men Fallen Angels, and some other stuff. And so it's really cool. Her cover turned out great, and she's a big anime fan. I don't know that much about it, but like she's a huge anime fan, and like she did the cover like in the style of like Sailor Moon and stuff like that. So it was pretty cool.
And here's what he's talking about, the little chibi.
Yep. And really close on that card, it actually says like roses are red, specters are blue. I love you so much, I'm gonna kill you.
Where did you? Oh, on the card. Okay.
Yeah. The little chibi's got like a greeting card for her while she's all tied up, and she's got a giant butcher knife.
The first person to tattoo Chibi on her gets the rest of the Silk Spectre story for free.
Yeah, right.
Send it to JT though. Let him know. Gotta have proof.
Yeah, the little logo. Where's the button?
Yeah, the little Chibi back there.
Yeah, and then the other cover artist is David Fott, who's done stuff for like Big Dog Inc. and everything, and he's really awesome. Shout out to him and his family, because he's in the hospital right now for some stuff. So he's doing okay, but hopefully he pulls through and all that. And but yeah, his cover is hilarious too. He draws her in like I had him draw her in like almost like a red Japanese like dress that like Chibi makes her wear at some point. Like, yeah, you'll see. But yeah, so it's really fun. And then I did a bunch of covers myself. I did a homage to J. Scott Campbell's Amazing Spider-Man 601. And if you don't have the ability to pull that up, I can just show you the original art that like. Oh, gotcha. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have like, that's her roommate, Melissa, that's on the couch, and she's kind of like scaring her in the window where Spider-Man was swinging away,
Mm-hmm.
And like I remember Mary Jane had like a cup of coffee, and there was like kind of steam coming off the coffee, and she's got like a beer and a cigarette, and like this cigarette smoke is coming off of it, So
I love it. So are those pages of the covers for sale?
Yeah, somebody already claimed that one. And actually his name is Jason Johnson, and he actually lives in New Orleans and got me some Cafe Du Monde swag.
Nice.
He gave me he sent me like a package and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll knock off some money from the price now because that's pretty awesome. So,
all right. So how many covers do you have that's for sale?
I think people have claimed that stuff by now, but I do have plenty of original art from the issue itself. And
Kickrock.com?
Yeah, Kickrock.com is that's the I have a store envy for all my art stuff. Store envy / J.T Molloy. So if you just Google store envy and J.T Molloy, you can find it easily. And the link is on probably it used to be on my Instagram. I'll put it back up when the Kickstarter's over. But yeah, otherwise Kickrock is all the video stuff that I do with my buddies, which is kind of separate from my comic stuff.
All right.
But yeah, no, I did do a 1-page story too, as like a stretch goal, because that's fun. Because I do like prints, like the Alfred one you got framed back there. But I also do I think it's fun to just draw a 1-page story. To
Which one? Which print did you see? Oh, you're talking about this one?
Yeah, the Alfred one, yeah. So I send out comic size prints like that in the Kickstarters, and I decided in the first one, and I repeated it this time, that I'll draw a 1-page comic as a print, and kind of do that, just something for people to just kind of glance at and read real quick, so.
Is Kara Nicole going to return?
In the future, perhaps, yes, but she, there's still some of her covers left for the first issue for add-ons for this one. Because the cosplayer I worked with this time has been a friend of mine on Instagram for a long time. Her name is Trina, Harley Quinn SLC, Harley Quinn _SLC, or her other handle is Really Gorgeous #1, Really Gorgeous, then the #1, Really Gorgeous 1. And so, yeah, she does Twitch streams and video game stuff and a whole ton of cosplay, mostly Harley Quinn, but a whole lot of other stuff too, like Black Cat and Lady Deadpool, stuff like that. So yeah, it was so much fun to finally work with her, and her husband shot the pictures, and they turned out great. And she ordered the hoodie with the skull and everything, and for herself, and did the makeup and everything. And so there wasn't too much for me to do, but I went in there and added little ghost swirlies and stuff. So that's on the covers that feature her. It's I didn't mess with their color palette too much. I just kind of enhanced it and made it look a little Sapphire-Spectre-y, the eyes glowing white and stuff like that. But she murdered it, and so awesome, such a cool lady. So yay.
I like the quote.
Yeah, it's the curse of the artist. I'm more popular when I'm dead.
Yeah. Let's see. Punky Comics. How did that name come about?
I started doing these series of videos that I really should get back to doing. In about 2018 or 19, I was just kind of bored, and I had a lot of commissions to do. So it was every time I drew a commission, I would just grab my iPhone, just hit video, and just take stylized pictures of, or video of whatever I was drawing, knowing I was going to edit it later. Just kind of MTV style angles, whoa, dude, that kind of thing. And then for B-roll, I would just take videos of whatever record I had playing, or stuff like that, or just friends of mine that were just flipping off the camera, or just doing whatever, and just whatever I was doing at the time. And then I made them into little 1-minute videos for Instagram called Punky Comics. And I was doing it because I listened to so much punk rock, and when I draw this comic, that I was all right, I kind of want people to hear what's in my head while I'm doing this. So it's I just pick a punk song, attach it to the video, and then made some graphics for it and stuff like that. And so I made this little series called Punky Comics, where I was just drawing to punk music. That's the meat and potatoes of it. That was the long explanation. Sorry.
No, that's perfect. So
So
is Sapphire-Spectre the only comic under the banner of
Mhm.
Punky Comics?
yeah, I had Sapphire-Spectre first, and then I kind of attached the name Punky Comics to it because I was trying to think of like a label to call myself. Once I realized that I wasn't gonna try to go for anyone else's label, I was just gonna DIY it up. Like, I was like, well, what should I call this? And I'm like, you know what, Punky Comics is actually pretty good. So I made that little logo with like the spiky hair girl like in the corner, and I don't know, it's kind of fun because there's a lot of that was a fun one to draw. uh, there's a lot of heavy metal in comics, you know, like, and I like metal too. That's cool. You know, I love Man of War, and I love, you know, dudes with broadswords chopping stuff in half or whatever. That's cool. But like, there's so much of it, and I feel like I wanted to bring a little bit of a punk rock kind of thing to my stuff and my I hate to use the word brand, but you know what I mean.
So I just noticed. What's this girl's name?
Melissa.
Melissa looks to be the same as that girl, Punky Comics.
It is kind of like her, yeah.
Are they sisters?
I don't know.
Like
Maybe.
pick up issue 2 to find out. On Indiegogo now, right?
Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I want to look into Indiegogo. I'll see about that because I've not yet done it, but yeah.
So with issue 2 in the bag and finished, where does that put us on the timeline for issue 3?
I am like half done drawing that one. I actually drew a story intended to be issue 3, but I moved it back. So I already drew that story, but I moved it back. So I'm finishing issue 3 right now, and I really wanted to get to this villain named the Violet Void. She's going to be the villain of issue 3, and that's going to be kind of like Sapphire-Spectre's Negaduck or Venom. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
reverse Flash, that kind of thing. So that's going to be really cool, and I have like a lot of people in mind to come back and do covers. So I've been going kind of small on the numbers of guest artists, just to like not to give people like the burden of choice kind of thing, you know, like when you turn on Netflix and you're like, what do I watch? And then you end up watching nothing because there's too much, like an overload. But I'm going to bring back a few more. I'm going to bring back some of the people from the first one and the second one and some new people just to get their take on this villain, because I'm really stoked about that. And then I've already got December Lace, if you know who she is, signed up to like be the cosplayer for that one. She's a really cool lady. She's used to be a wrestler, and she lives right around me in the Chicagoland area, and is really cool. We're really supportive of the indie scene and a total knockout. So it'll be cool to work with her for that one. So,
All right.
but that's down the line, and I'm trying to get this stuff out faster. And like, you know, I want people to read the whole saga before the asteroid hits the Earth in 10 years or whatever. So I definitely want to, you know,
Right.
try and speed it along as much as I can. I don't want to do like one a year. I want to do at least like 2 or 3 a year, you know.
Okay. I guess one last question, then I'm gonna let you close it out. Is there any artist that you wanted to work with that you haven't had the chance to?
Oh man, there's I mean, like, are we talking like top tier? You know what I mean, or like somebody that is accessible? Because like, I mean, I would,
or a couple of each.
My dream guy is obviously J. Scott Campbell, you know, but actually somebody who used to work with him and do his coloring for a long time, Nai Rufino, who's so awesome. It would be totally cool to work with her, and totally cool to see her take on my character, and because she's really cool, and yeah, she's kind of runs in the same circle of people as I do on like some of the Facebook groups and stuff. So I don't know, I really admire her, and I admire her stuff. So it would be cool to work with her.
All right. And what medium level artists do you want to work with?
I don't know. Huh. This isn't even a comic artist, but Chris Sherry. It would be really cool to try and hit him up and see if he'd do it. Chris Sherry is the artist behind the Descendants, the punk band with the little glasses guy with the spiky hair, like, and he's done a lot of art for a lot of punk rockers and a lot of punk rock bands and all that stuff. So it would be really cool to get him to do something, like if he did a Descendants homage or something, like that would be really cool. So he might be someone I might try and hit up too. And he's kind of like a cult favorite, so.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time to come talk with us. Is there anything you want to tell the people before we go?
Back Sapphire-Spectre issue 2, and yeah, and I really hope you read the insides too, and the covers are pretty, but there's actually, I can guarantee there's some cool story in there. At best a B+. No, I'm just playing.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, man.